Aloha, this is Robert. It's Aloha Saturday. All right, so we'll get started here. So it's talk story and do some drawing with Krita. So a couple of new things that I've learned about Krita. If I hit Control, here I'll just make a mark. If I hit Control Z, I can make that correction without having to go up here and hit the undo. And if I want to put it back, hit Control Shift and hit Z, and I can put it back. So a nice function there to make it quick and easy. Also, I can put my fingers on the screen if you have this kind of screen, and it's easy to size the image and also to rotate. But let's say I've got it like this. If I want to bring it back quickly, I just hit 5 and it pops right back. So some nice little bits of info about Krita that I've learned this week. Okay, so start off with this brush down to about 7 pixels, let's say. And I'm going to start with a nice blue. I like the idea. Yeah, right around there. Okay. So yeah, okay. Yeah, we have a farmer's market nearby. And it's really well attended. I'd say there are probably 75 vendors, maybe more. And of course, a lot of local farmers that are, some of them, some are like gentlemen or gentlewomen farmers that just do it for the love of it. And they do bring fresh produce in to sell at the market, which is very cool because, oh man, get fresh picked that day. And then get to talk story with folks, meet folks. It's a great thing. It's a great resource to have, to be able to just talk to people and meet them and, learn their story. So yeah, it's a good thing. And if you have a local market and you're an artist, it's a great resource, really, yeah, because you can meet people. And today, for an artist, it's all about being able to, especially now, to sell online. And so by meeting people and having them, if they choose, to sign up for an email newsletter or some kind of email service that would advise them of, let's say you're going to do a giveaway or offer a special discount or have a live event maybe. And you want to develop an email list that you can send this out to. Well, that's why a farmer's market or art shows, things like that are so important. It's so important to focus on having that list. Yeah. You know, and the list can be broken down, you know. There would be folks on that list that if they've purchased multiple pieces of your work, well, they could be considered a collector of your work. And if they are folks that have bought maybe one piece, well, they would be a person that you would definitely want to stay in touch with. And then no doubt there's going to be folks that never purchased from you, but they do have an interest in what you're doing. So really, that list is important because let's say you're going to have a special sale, you could alert the collectors on your list and give them the first opportunity to purchase your work. And then the folks who still really do have an interest in your work, but maybe they've only purchased once, they could be notified that they would have a special discount given to them, and that they could apply that when you go live with your sale. And that list could be emailed out, that info, along with letting them know that what pieces have already sold and which ones haven't. And then for the general folks on your list that just like to follow your work, well, you can let them know that this is when the event's going to take place. And so anyway, that list is something that really could be a great tool for us artists to use it and do it in a way that is for the benefit of those who have an interest in us, not just as a tool to, not just as a tool to only focus on sales, but really a communication, you know, give something away, have a little contest. And just communicate, you know, what's going on, why you're doing what you're doing, all kinds of good things. So anyway, just some thoughts about the farmer's market. So yeah, we're planning to do 5 weeks at the farmer's market here in November and December. And yeah, that's what we'll do. Have a contest for a painting that'll be given away, meet folks, build our list of interested folks, and go from there. Interesting, I was listening to some of the conversations at the market today, and a lot of folks are really focused on politics. And there seems to be this divide, which we all know is out there. It's this left-right divide. And it's causing families to have real divisive conversations and friends to have very divisive conversations, pitting one against the other. And it really seems like the issue isn't left and right. The issue is what's of benefit and what is not of benefit. What does the other side have that is beneficial, that could be embraced and praised even? And then when the other side looks at you, what is it that you have that's beneficial and could be adopted and praised? And that common ground there is a beautiful thing. So it's like the problem that one side has with the other side. Well, the problem is the problem. And the same with the other side. The problem that they have with the other side, well, that problem is the problem. It's the left-right divide feeding on itself because of the desire to only find what's wrong, only find what's bad, only find what's negative about the other side, and a blindness to what is actually good and of benefit. Interesting, yeah. And so really it's about the integrity of each side, not the differences. Okay, so I was raised in Colorado. And I remember learning of a massacre that took place by a fellow named Shivington. And he took a group of soldiers, and I'm sure there were some volunteers involved, and they rode out onto the plains and they attacked a village of Cheyenne Indians, but the only body that was home was primarily women, children, and elderly. the men had gone off hunting. So this village was attacked, and it was a massacre, a complete, utter massacre. This was toward the end of the so-called Indian Wars. And Shivington and his group, they dismembered a lot of these folks, put body parts on the end of their lances, and paraded through downtown Denver, down a street called Larimer Street. And they paraded the body parts of these folks. And when the news of this whole thing finally got out, it was really a catalyst for the end of this so-called manifest destiny in the Indian wars that were going on. And it was a sad thing that happened, terrible thing. So what about today? What about now? Is there anything like that going on right now? As history continued to be repeated. Well, yeah. So how do we deal with our tendency to do these kinds of things? Especially when, as in the case of the so-called manifest destiny, which was really a doctrine propagated by Christendom. Okay. A little bit of color here, I think. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the problem How about some texture? Play around with that idea. Let's go up to 24. And one more. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay. There we go. Well, I'm having some difficulties here. I'm not sure why. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, try this. The layer. Okay, gotcha. Okay, not quite so much of the opacity. Okay, there we go. Okay, learning this program. Definitely learning the program. Well, I'll take it with that. Your problem is the problem. Speaking for myself, quite often my problem is the problem. Okay. Well, it's been Aloha Saturday, number 4. And have a great week. So signing off from Maui, this is Robert. Aloha.